As the Coachella Valley continues to grow as an entertainment and cultural empire in the California desert cities, Mutual 111 is your go-to for local and regional arts, literature, music, special events, and theater. From the Mutual Broadcasting System studios in Palm Springs, it's The Desert Scene with Bonnie G.
And welcome to The Desert Scene. Happy to have you here, and really happy to welcome to the show Gary Powers, who is the creator and producing artistic partner with Revolution Stage Company, a new theater company in town that has put on this wonderful show called Off the Street. Hi, Gary. How are you?
Bonnie, I'm doing great. So happy to be here with you today. How are you?
I'm good. Thank you so much. So, and I'm sorry I've forgotten is the show still running, or are you closing this weekend? I can't remember the dates. I apologize.
Off the Street plays Monday, November 20th, Tuesday, November 21st at 7 o'clock.
Okay.
We still have the show got such incredible reviews. Bring your tissues because the audiences are all crying at the end.
Yes. So
people can go to the website, www.revolutionstagecompany.com, and there may be a few tickets available.
Okay, super. So I'm going to two threads here. First of all, let's talk about the show. I saw it, and of course, my partner Eric is on the board of Well in the Desert, and we were both tearing up at the end. Very well written. How did you get involved in this particular show?
Last summer, someone asked me, they told me there was this new musical about homeless people, and being a dramaturg, I get sent a lot of scripts and musicals, and I kind of thought, okay, we'll go check this out, and they started playing the music for me, and I was just blown away by it. I thought it was so incredible, and I auditioned for them. They hired me on the spot, and I said, well, what's the story? Mm-hmm. And they said, well, they weren't really sure of the story. So I ended up writing a new book for the show. Mm-hmm. And then we did a reading of it at PS Underground last September. Audiences flipped over it. So as part of the new Revolution Stage Company, we wanted to do a full production of it. And Jeannie Cunningham and Matt Naylor have done a phenomenal job. And we put together this incredible company of performers. I mean, as you know, the voices in the show are just incredible.
Absolutely. Yeah, it's really, and it's, again, Eric is out on the street all the time working with these folks, and he really recognized so many of the characters in people, the real people that he's helped out on the street. I mean, it was really, I think, effectively captures what they go through on a daily basis. And I hope let some people have a better understanding maybe than they did before about what that experience is really like.
Absolutely. I think most people see homeless on the street and they feel so powerless about it. They're like, what can I do? And the show actually sort of tells people about the lives of these people that are on the street. And it also gives them some sort of indication what they actually can do to help the homeless. I mean, one of the characters in the show, the mayor, just tells people to ignore them, pretend that they don't exist. But no, the homeless, I mean, some food, some water, a kind word means the world to these people. And we really want to change the way, we really do want to change the way that people view the homeless and hope that we can provide some answers. And we do it through a musical on the stage.
Yeah. And I think it's interesting. You have each character kind of represents the sort of the story that many people on the street have. One gentleman has PTSD. He was a war veteran. Someone else has a drug issue. Someone else has mental health issues. Someone else, one of the characters is gay and his family disowned him. So it really helps tell the story of how these people ended up in this spot, and that and hopefully people see, but for the grace of God go I. I mean, it's a lot of people are one paycheck away from that. Exactly.
And again, there's one character in the show who she wants to do something, but she doesn't know what to do. And then she comes up with some simple answers, and she's able to help one of the people on the street, something that we can all do. I mean, it's one of the things we decided to do with the show was when the audience comes into the house, there are some of the homeless characters around the audience. And the audience sort of says, oh, my word, who is that over there in the corner, And it's that that sort of visceral thing that people feel when they see the homeless, and they're frightened of them a little bit, and they're not sure what to do.
Yeah.
But again, hopefully we present what these people are really like and how they ended up on the street.
Yeah. So two more nights, the 20th and 21st, and where can people get tickets again if they'd like to go?
They can go to www.revolutionstagecompany.com and get tickets. I believe there are a few more seats. I mean, the show has just been a joy to do. It's the Revolution Stage Company is all about presenting new work, developing new work, and we've already heard from many people around the country who've heard about the show, and they want to bring the show to different places around the country, and that's really what we're focused on right now.
Excellent. So let's talk about the theater itself. So how did you tell us about the progression of the idea of the theater? And what, now, by the way, you've done some renovations to the space. It's a wonderful space. It used to be Desert Rose.
We sure have.
Desert
Rose
Playhouse,
yeah.
and it's been a number of other things in the past, but some nice
Zelda's
renovations.
Nightclub.
Yeah, it was Zelda's nightclub. Yeah, it was Heaven. It was been a bunch of things. So tell us how you got involved with this.
Well, last April, James Owens and I did a show at the Desert Rose Playhouse called Mid-Century Moderns. Was written and directed by Mark Christopher, a great jukebox musical set in 1966 Palm Springs. It's playing at the theater right now on Friday, Saturday, and Sundays, and will continue into the new year. I mean, the audiences have been flocking to it. So James and I were sitting backstage a lot of times and talked about theater in the Valley, and there's so much talent out here. And I often wondered why Palm Springs isn't like a lot of other vacation towns. For instance, if you go to Cape Cod, or Provincetown in Cape Cod, you'll walk down the main street and, there's a comedy show going on and a musical and an improv, and there's all these things going on. And I often wonder why in Palm Springs that doesn't necessarily happen. So we're really trying to make Palm Springs a theater town so that when people come here to vacation, they sit by the pool, they go out to dinner, they go to the clubs, they go to the museums, but they also say, we're going to see some really good shows in Palm Springs. So we heard that the Desert Rose Playhouse, the gentleman that ran it, we're not going to continue. And I think it's one of the best spaces in the Valley for performance. And we, like you said, we did a total renovation on it. We put in 130 brand new cushioned seats. We created a second dressing room backstage. We totally redid the actual stage. We have a full liquor license. We have a full bar. And we're also serving ice cream.
Yeah, I love that part of it. Yeah, the little ice cream bar on the side. Excellent. So,
absolutely.
So let's go back and talk to us a little bit about your background. You've been in theater for years.
I've been in the theater for many, many years. I often tell this story. The first show I ever saw was Angela Lansbury and Gypsy at the Valley Forge Music Theater, and she came down the aisle and she said, "Anybody that stays home is dead." And the orchestra went boom, and the hair in the back of my neck stood up. She said, "If I die, it won't be from fighting. It'll be from sitting. It'll be from fighting to get up and get out." And from that moment, I said, I want to work in the theater.
Yeah.
And I went to this one theater and I said, I just want to work in the theater. I'll pull the bubble gum off the bottom of the seats. Just give me a job.
Yeah.
And they said, well, there's a job in the box office. You want to do that? So I actually ended up being a box office person in the theater for 35 years.
Wow.
The last 15 years on Broadway. I worked with the most famous people in the business, and I really learned. I was mentored by John Kander,
wow,
who wrote Cabaret in Chicago. And I basically, as a 24-year-old, went up to him and said, listen, I want to know how you create musicals and develop them and turn them into really good shows. And he said, well, meet me for breakfast the next morning. And I did, and that went on for a whole month. And it was a master class from one of the great masters of the American musical theater.
How fabulous.
Yeah. So I came out here 8 years ago from New York City, and I thought I was retired. And then I found this incredible theater space that was looking for somebody to run it, and we have some incredible things coming up. I mean, we've had some special events where Todd McCoskey is here this Wednesday night doing his 1963
He's wonderful.
show. Brian Scott will be there on Wednesday the 29th. Rose Millette's doing her tribute to Sarah Vaughan on December 6th. Keisha D is coming back to do her Ella Fitzgerald show on December 13th. We have Christmas Carol is going to be going on in the month of December. And this Saturday, November 25th, we're starting up something called the Piano Riot, which goes on Saturdays from 5 to 7. Some great performers like Jeffrey Lesser, Joel Baker, Ron Pass, Jason Weber will be there playing music and having folks sing along.
Oh, that's great. I love that. So how would you, I mean, you are an actor, singer, producer, director, theater owner. What title would you put at the top of the list?
Well, that's always been one of the hardest things because I'm one of those people that I just don't have one title.
Yeah.
I came out here and I sort of focused on, I was a performer. I came out here. I began writing. I've written 3 new musicals. And the thing was, I found in the Valley that it was hard for new work to get produced. I mean, a lot of the audiences out here want to see the old standard shows, like the Rodgers and Hammerstein shows, or, cabaret, and that's wonderful. I mean, I'm always more excited by new work, and I want to see how new work develops. And I mean, I love all those old shows, but I also want to see the new stuff.
Right.
And so that's what we want to do. And there wasn't a lot of opportunity out here for people to put new work on stage. Coming up over Martin Luther King Jr. weekend in January, we're going to host a 10-minute play festival so that local playwrights or anybody can come in and they can do these brand new 10-minute plays on our stage. And we're really excited about that because I really think that there's an audience out here in the Valley to see new work and
Absolutely.
to really encourage and nurture people. And of course, we want you on our stage too, Bonnie.
I have some ideas. We'll have to talk later. Yes, I have some ideas, definitely. So, and I'm sorry that I missed. You did a one-man musical, Not in Front of the Children, recently. Tell us a little bit about that.
Yep. Well, that was a show. I had lived in Boston for a while, and when I was in Boston, I was doing lots of shows. I went to Emerson College in Boston as a directing major. I went to many auditions in Boston and got cast in a lot of shows. And then I went to New York. I figured if you're an actor, you go to New York. I went to New York, and of course, at auditions, there'd be 5,000 people.
Yeah.
And it'd be like, okay, wrong hair color, too short. There's so many talented people. So I thought, I really want to create a work for myself, something for myself. And I ended up writing this one-person musical called Not in Front of the Children, which had 8 original songs. And I worked with this. And I, as a musician, a songwriter, I don't actually write music. So what I used to do is I would record the songs a cappella on my phone, send them to this company in Barcelona. They'd send me back the lead sheets. And, of course, they were never correct. And then I ended up meeting this man out here in Palm Springs by the name of Dennis Marine.
Oh, yes.
And
he's wonderful.
As soon as I would sing things a cappella to him, and he would play exactly what I was hearing in my head. So we did some performances of Not in Front of the Children. It was really well received, and we're going to continue to do it for benefits, to benefit the Desert AIDS Project and the Animal Shelter and the Gay and Lesbian Center and some of these other places. But one person on stage, James Owens and I, my producer partner, are very much, just give us some actors on stage in blacks. You don't have to have a big set. You don't have to have a lot of costumes. Just put actors on the stage and tell a story. And, audiences are going to be drawn to that sort of thing.
Yeah. Wow. Now, let me ask you this. As a performer and as a producer-director, when you go to see, let's pick one category. Let's pick a musical cabaret, one-person musical cabaret show. When you go to see someone do something like that, what specifically are you looking for?
There are some incredible cabaret performers out here. We just had Keisha D on our stage do a Tina Turner show. Francesca Amari was there last week doing her Linda Ronstadt show. I'll tell you the story. Last spring, I went out to dinner at this lovely little place by the theater called Pete's Hideaway, which unfortunately isn't there anymore.
Right.
Yeah, which was one of my favorite places. But we walked in there one night, and there was a singer, and I thought, oh, Jesus, it's going to be like, somebody's going to interrupt. and it was Brian Scott, and I was floored by him.
Yeah.
I mean, he was just phenomenal. And what I'm looking for is, I'm really looking for, obviously there's all this musical talent, but I mean, there's connection with the audience.
Right.
And some of these folks we've had on stage, like Todd McCoskey and Keisha and Francesca Amari and Brian Scott, I mean, they just connect with the audience. And
that's the secret. Yeah.
Yep, absolutely.
Well, Gary Powers, I wish we had an hour to talk here, but we're running out of time. Thank you so very much for being here, and I'm going to come check out some more stuff at Revolution Stage Company, and it was wonderful to have a fabulous new theater spot in town. Thank you so much for being here.
Join the revolution. That's what I can say. Join the revolution.
All right, Gary Powers, thank you so much, and we'll see the rest of you the next time on The Desert Scene.
Join us again for The Desert Scene with Bonnie G. from Mutual 111. Be sure to visit thedesertscene.com for more show information and mutual111.com for our full library of episodes.